This is problem 29 of chapter 14 of the textbook Stats Modeling the World by the authors BVD. Okay, so this is about a bowler, and it's a probability problem. And it turns out that the bowler has a 70% chance or probability of bowling a strike. So if you're not a bowler, a strike means that you knock down all the pins in one roll of the ball. Okay, so we want to find out these probabilities. So he goes 3 consecutive frames without a strike. Okay, so let's see. How could we model that? So that would be the probability of no strikes. So that would be 1 minus, right? It would be the probability of not a strike and not a strike and not a strike. So we would multiply. So the probability of not a strike times the probability of not a strike times the probability of not a strike. Well, that's going to be 1 minus 0.7 times 1 minus 0.7 times 1 minus 0.7, or 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3, and that looks like a familiar number to me. 0.027. We had that on another problem. Okay, so let's see if we can get into more trouble. Makes her, oh, it's a her, it's not a him, it's a her. Makes her first strike in the 3rd frame. Okay, so that would be the probability of not a strike and not a strike and then and a strike. Okay, so I keep throwing the word and in so that you see we're going to multiply. So that's probability of not strike times probability of not not a strike times the probability of a strike. Okay, so this would be 1 minus 0.7 times 1 minus 0.7 times 0.7. So 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.7, and I get 0.063. Okay. Has at least 1 strike in the first 3 frames. Okay, so here we go again. Strike, not a strike. Hopefully after a while you see a pattern and you recognize to use the complement. So strike, not a strike, and then you roll again. Strike, not a strike, strike, not a strike, strike, not a strike, strike, not a strike. So this is strike, 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 not a strike, strike, not a strike, 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 not a strike, not a strike, not a strike, 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 not a strike, 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 not a strike, strike, not a strike, not a strike, not a strike, strike, and finally not a strike, not a strike, not a strike. So we want the probability at least 1. So all of these have at least 1. And so we would have to, again, calculate these probabilities and add them all up. And that is a big hassle. That's too much work. What we can do is just find the probability of not a strike, 3 no strikes, and didn't we already do that? Yes, we did it right here. So we can say probability of at least 1 strike is equal to 1, that's bad, 1 minus the probability of let's say all not strikes. Okay, so that's 1 minus, so the probability of not a strike is 30%. Okay, and that should be come out to be 0. Kind of a big number, 973. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing this opportunity arise here, but it's easier for me to recognize it when I think of a tree. Okay, so now he bowls a perfect game, 12 consecutive strikes. So that would be probability of a perfect game for this particular, so it would be 0.7, right, and then times or raised to the 12th power, and I'll have to use my calculator for that. 0.7 raised to the 12th power, so 0.014, so 0.014, okay, or 1.4% of the time. Alright, so that's how you do this problem. At least one way of doing it. Good luck.